Hey guys, Double D! Backfire Railroad. Hey, welcome back. Hey, guess what? I got the weekend off. I wasn't going to do a video. Well, I figured this weekend. I know tomorrow, New Year's Day, I pretty much know where I'm going to be half the day. On the couch, because I'm going to have a good hangover. I can pretty much guarantee that one. Anyway, so New Year's Eve day, I figured I'd do a little rail fanning. Except we had a bit of a mishap. And like I said, I'm not working today. Thank God. Here's where we're at. Yep. Oh, damn. FRA guy just showed up, too. A little bit of a snag. I had derailment here, and I didn't stage this or anything like that. I was just running a train, watching some TV, and this is the area that I can't see from my workbench, so I usually just run through it. But all of a sudden, I heard something derail and came up here and said, oh, great, something's going on here. And I usually it's something to do with this, well, the diamond, maybe a low glad hand, and it catches that diamond, but that wasn't the case. But we're going to do a little investigation. Hang on. I need a tool. This train was actually running with the caboose. Anyways, I'll show you the whole train, but I'm going to do a little talk. So I took 2 college classes, and they were railroad technology. They offered 4 at my local community college. Just before I got hired, I guess it was in the fall of '98, because I got hired in, right around Thanksgiving, '98. So, but anyways, the 2 separate guys that taught the 4 classes, I had them both. They're both ex-UP guys, really nice guys. You could tell they're managers. But one of the guys, he ended up becoming or going over to the FRA. So part of his job was to go out and investigate derailments. And he would tell us a story where, he'd get out there, and what would happen kind of in the older days, it probably still happens these days, is people from different crafts would get out there quick and try to maybe cover up a few things, let's just put it that way. And say if you got somebody from the track department, maybe they come out there real quick and try to cover it up because they didn't want it to be their fault. Or you had somebody come out from, hey, definitely not you, Dave, buddy, CCRX. I know you want to do that. But that was the stories that he would tell. And you got somebody from the car department. Well, maybe they'd come out and start looking at the cars. Of course, the train crew, they're trying to cover it up, trying to think of some excuse. I go, oh, how did this happen? So I'm looking at it. It kind of took me a little bit. I'm not 100% sure what happened, but I think this car was derailed, and it's full of wood chips. But guess what? I'm going to see if I can hold the camera this way. Hey, they held in place, and they're not really glued. They've just been there for years, so they just kind of stuck. I thought for sure it'd be down the hillside, which actually would have been a cool scene, but they're not. So, but I think this car derailed first, and then when it tipped over, you can see it caught that axle caught that, what do you call it, switch? I'll just call it switch throw bar, and it caught that sucker. And it took down these cars here, and then, of course, these cars are all on a straight track, and it yanked out these cars here, my covered hoppers. Oh, there's my, I got 4 Gs. Well, I shut down the layout too while I'm doing this. That way I can talk, not have to talk over everything. That's why the signals are all dark, as they call it. But anyways, yeah, that's kind of the story behind that. And then I got hired with the railroad, and I never ended up taking the other 2 classes because it was just too hard to, and they understood that too. My class, I guess call them class professors, but managers from the UP, and they understood that, hey, it's too hard to take a college class while you're working for the railroad because you're getting called all the time. So, but anyway, so here's the FRA guy. He's coming out. So he's looking at everything, and of course he knows that in his mind that, yeah, people are trying to cover up stuff. So he gets out there pretty quick too and does his little investigation. He's got his camera and whatever he needs to investigate this accident. So, but that's what I think happened here. And because this is a busy mainline track, the railroad also has guys on standby, and they come out really quick. And the first thing, and when I talk about guys, I'm talking about guys to clean this mess up. First thing they're going to do, and I've seen so many derailments all over the system. Oh, here's a good derailment. Well, I'll tell you about a couple. What the heck? Let's make this a long video. So one derailment, the guys talked to me or told me the story, engineer, and he said, what the hell happened up there in the Feather River Canyon? Oh, there was a bunch of cars derailed. And so he's got to talk to everybody. But it turns out a big boulder was, which is not uncommon up there, is a big boulder on the tracks. They hit that and they ended up derailing. So coming around a curve, not his fault, but it was a mess. So yeah, the guys come out who have to put everything back together. They got to deal with it. So another good derailment. This is kind of a funny story, and I'm kind of looking at those cement cars, and really nice engineer. He's cruising along, and he's almost at Fresno. I think he's like 10 miles shy of Fresno. And all of a sudden, he derails. His cars start derailing. And there's axles, there's wheels that rolled out into the freeway, and it was just a total mess. And there's some semi-truck driver, he was nice enough to take his truck and shove the wheels. He kind of bumped him off the side of the freeway. But yeah, it was a total mess down there. And he ended up, engineer and a conductor, ended up going back to the hotel. And of course, shortly after, they got a call from the manager, because the manager did a download. And it turns out, the paperwork said 60, but it was really supposed to be a 50-mile-an-hour train, so they were going 10 miles an hour too fast. So a few days later, I was down there after they cleaned up the derailment. I was going northbound out of Fresno, and yeah, the maintenance guys, they followed us just to keep an eye on our train after they fixed the track and make sure nothing was rocking and rolling or everything looked good. So yeah, just made it through that. But yeah, the derailments, they just happen more frequently than you might think, and they try to clean it up real quick. Oh, when the guys come out, they come out with those bulldozers. They usually have two. They're not really, they're tractors, I guess, with lift cables. And there's other bulldozers or whatever. And the first thing they're going to do here is they're going to shove these three cars right off the track. I'll deal with that later. They just want to get the track opened up. And they do what they have to do. Maybe at some point they'll put the cars back on the track, or if they're badly damaged, they'll just scrap them on site. But yeah, first thing they're going to do is they're going to just shove these cars off, get some light power up here, and we'll drag these cars back to the siding, which happens to be midway on my layout. And same thing with, well, let's see. They'll probably try to re-rail the two cars that are just derailed. That's how they're going to attack it. And then the other ones, they might have to shove just a little further away from the right of way. So, like I said, they get on it, man. They're within like 48 hours, it's all cleaned up. Man, even got the cops out here. Oh, and of course, it had to be one of my newer, nice, detailed, with all the rigging tank cars, but I think it's okay, and we'll just shove it a couple feet away from the track, get it off there. And actually, now that I look at this, well, they could probably just re-rail this with their tractor lifts. So here's a map of the Roseville yard. The only reason I'm showing this is back in the 2000s, kind of one of the managers out there, he was kind of a jerk, but he was a head manager, and I forget his name, thankfully. But anyways, he told me the story that right in this area, that was their most expensive piece of track because they had so many derailments. That's because they had several people working the hump, several different engines working the hump, and there was always mishaps, but they ended up putting in what they called an ATM machine, and I can't even describe it because I never did work it, but it really reduced, and it wasn't really an ATM machine, but they just called it an ATM machine, because they had to enter information. They threw the switches from that, so that that really, like I said, reduce the number of accidents. But this isn't the entire Roseville hub. And the railroads, they work off of like a hub and spoke type plan, kind of like UPS and FedEx, where everything kind of gets sent to one location, then gets dispersed via the spokes to the local yards, local industries. So I mentioned Dave from the CCRX 6700, and I'll put his YouTube channel in here. But it was cool because he's a track guy and track manager, and really informative, lots of years of experience, and he just knows everything, everything about track and what every little thing is called. But all that to say, I know he's investigated, and it's been interesting because he's done some videos on some of their accidents on their coal line. So, anyways, always fascinating. Man, I just noticed this guy. He's on a coffee break. What the hell you doing, brother? Man, we got a mess here. That's the supervisor, track manager supervisor. It says vehicle, maintenance way vehicles. Okay, making some good progress. Only into this for half a day. We got this guy, he's re-railed back on the track there, and these guys are shoved back a little bit. And when I have derailments and I'm by myself, I try to investigate it to figure out what happened so that it doesn't happen again. Let's just put it that way. I know it's kind of fun, but when I got people over and running, hey, we just re-rail and go. Man, luckily this derailment happened right next to the Kaiser Sand and Gravel, so they got a bunch of heavy equipment. Hey, we just paid them the big dollars to come out and help us out here. So, hey, everything's re-railed. That car's shoved away from the tracks there. Hey, Dave the Wave. He's a fellow, good friend, retired engineer too. But he told me this story one time. He's operating in somebody's layout, and there was a derailment, and the owner of the layout, he comes over. He acts like a total manager. He wants to do a full investigation, what caused it, who was at fault. Dave thought it was pretty funny. Anyways, side note, hey, we'll put this thing back together. Hey, 24 hours later, we got a fresh crew. They're on board. They're cranking up the power right now, and everything was tied down, so they knocked off some handbrakes here. We were shoved back. And, like I said, put these two breakaway points back together. Oh, sweet. Where's my throttle at? Oh, coming on back. Oh, halfer. Oh, about 20 feet now. Oh, that little stretcher. Oh, man, bad hook. Hang on. Try this one more time here, otherwise I got rule, you got to give a 2-car separation before you get in between the cars and adjust the drawbar. Shoot, I did that one more time and we actually made a good hook there. So now what you do is you put the air to it, and then you knock off the handbrakes on this cut of cars here. In this particular case, we had 5 handbrakes, so knock those suckers off, and we'll go the other end. Okay, all back together on the head in there. We're gonna shove back here about 2 cars. Come on back, Double D. Guess who's working? Daryl Dangerfield, Mr. Double D himself. Okay, come on, Double D, come on back. We got the track guy. He's gonna keep an eye on the switch here, make sure we don't have any mishaps. Oh, looking good, Double D, looking good. Me want her now, want her. Half her now, half her. Ooh, that'll do. Give me a little stretcher. Oh, good hook. Red zone airtime. Okay, per the dispatcher, he wants to shove back here, I don't know, about 10 car lengths, because guess what, when they were coming, they had a train coming up too, and everybody was going to cross over, but that didn't happen. So, and there's a train right there. You guys don't normally see this view, but they tied that WP train down too, so we'll get him going. So it's a CTC, and that signal will stay red. It's an intermediate. So we just have to stop and proceed. Since we're stopped, we're good. So we can shove by it. And before we do that, we're okay to shove back, but we cannot go by that signal unless we talk to dispatcher and ask for In this particular case, it's going to be an eastward move, so get that authority. Hey, my conductor in the caboose said, hey, don't park me on the bridge, man. I don't like heights. Daylight Dave, that's my own thing too, man. I am not into heights. That's why I never became actually I shouldn't say, I never became a full-time pilot. I was a pilot as a teenager, but that ended after about 10 years or so. Okay, Double D, that'll do. Come to an easy stop there. Hey, Dave, the way, we're on the move. Well, since we're in the block, we're okay to open up the switch for those guys. Since this is where they're going to cross over, he's going to run them via the old SB, and we don't have authority to open up that switch, so that's up to those guys to handle that one. And here we wait. I think after I do this video, I'm going to work on just a little more scenery in this area. You can see I paved that, and I got to put some gravel over the roads, make a little road crossing. So these guys, they had to stop at that signal, which you can't see it, but it's around the corner there, and talk to the dispatcher, because this is we've got to get that switch. That's okay, they can get it. A manual interlocking controlled by the dispatcher, so coming to a stop, stopping the camera, and doing everything I want to. Here we go. So these guys got their authority. Their authority is TWC in this area, ADS TWC. So track one control. Yeah, I guess I'm running real long here. What the heck? Having a good time. New Year's Eve day, man. I'm gonna party tonight. My regular bar, they got DJ here tonight, so I'm having some fun. Man, where's the ass end of that train? Man, I had to celebrate the end of the year 2022 with some cabooses. Oh, man. Okay, we'll get that switch, call the dispatcher, and let her know we're ready to roll. Man, this is pretty good. We got some SP power on the old WP and the WP on the old SP tracks. Man, we're all messed up here. Oh, cool. Nice view, too, huh? Okay, guys, hey, that was fun doing it. Unexpected, but fun. What the heck? In the meantime, we're on the move. We're out of here. Derailment investigation at Pleasanton completed. Car department's at fault. Yeah, they got it, buddy. They're gonna take it in the shorts. Happy New Year. Hey. No, it ain't cocktail hour yet. It's only 9:30 in the morning. Double D. Mr. Dangerfield signing out.